Hello guys, welcome back to Mr. Cloudbook channel. Today is the day 13 of the Kubernetes Masterclass. We are going to learn about the pods, and in this video, I am going to explain how to create a simple pod, and with the help of the YAML file and as well as the imperative commands. So which is pretty easy. So I will explain in a clear way. So you can also write the pod file. I mean pod.yaml files easily. Let me explain about the pod first. Think of a pod is like a toy box. So inside the toy box, you can put one toy or a few toys that work together. Okay. So here I will explain in a simple words. Remember, pod is equals to toy box. Remember that it's a container. So like the toy box is in a container that holds one or more toys. Okay. And here toys is equals to apps or tools, whatever we can call. So these are the things you want to play with, like your favorite action figures or building blocks. I mean, like in the real world, we can call it as the programs. Okay. Lego or like the core or the remote core controller like that are called as the toys, which is equals to apps. Okay. Pod friends. I mean, which is equals to teamwork. Okay. Pod and toys. So which acts as the teamwork. If there is a more than one toy in the box, they work together as a team. Okay. For example, a car toy and its a remote control go in the same box, right? So that how within the same pod we can run the multiple containers also. They can work together. Okay. And in the same goes as the proportional way, a pod is the smallest deployable unit in the Kubernetes. It represents a group of one or more containers that are deployed together on the same host and share a certain resources. And we can call it as the pod logical unit. It's a wrapper around one or more containers that needs to be work together. Okay. So containers in that pod, so these containers share the same network namespace like IP address and port space and can communicate with each other within the using the same local host. Okay. Within the same pod, we can talk with multiple containers. If the pod, I mean like if the two containers are in there in the same pod, we can they can talk to each other freely without any restrictions. Okay. Shared resources also, like containers in a pod can share the storage volumes and configurations such as the environment variables. That is also possible. And we have to talk about the key aspects of the pod. Pod is mainly designed to host a tightly coupled application like web server container and the sidecar for the logging. So for the each pod, I mean like for each container, we have to set up a sidecar for the logging and the metrics. I mean like monitoring of our application. Okay. Pods are ephemeral. If pod dies, Kubernetes can replace it, but the new pod will have the different identity. Okay. Pods are the foundation for scaling, networking, and managing the workloads in the Kubernetes. We will see how to write the some pod.yaml files. Okay. So let's see the running nodes on my system. kubectl get nodes is the command to see the running nodes. And I have three control planes, which is a high availability cluster I was working on presently, and three worker nodes also. Okay. These none are worker nodes and control plane is master node. Okay. Clear the screen. And I want to write a single YAML file, kubectl explain pod. Okay. So what it will do, it will explain about the pod. Okay. You can see that we have the version, I mean kind as the pod and version as the v1. Okay. And the description, pod is a collection of a container that can run on a host. This resource is created by clients and scheduled onto host. Okay. So we have these four fields in order to create a one pod. We have to use the API version and kind, metadata, and spec. These are the four mandatory and required for anything, any resource in the Kubernetes. Okay. So this is status. This is not needed. But if you want to read more about it, you can read it from here. Okay. And you can see it here. So we can use this one. And you can go to Visual Studio Code. Let me create one simple pod.yaml. So pod.yaml. Okay. So the main thing is what we have. This is the one. Copy it. So I will write one by one. So we will go with one by one. And we need these four. So kind and copy it. And we have the metadata we need for this one. And I will explain one by one spec. So these four what we need. Okay. So API version. So this is the version we have. So just copy it and paste it here. So for each versions, and this is for pod version. And if you explain kubectl, explain deploy, I mean for the deployment, and you can see that it will gives the different version, okay, because deployment and everything has the deployment, okay. See, kind is deployment, and we have the group, okay. For the deployment we have group, but pod we don't have the any kind of group, okay. Remember that. So that's why we have to use the app slash v1 for the deployment, okay. For now we can go with the pods, and we will talk about the Kubernetes deployments later on. And this is the what we need. API version defines the version schema for this representation of an object. So pod they will think about like an one object in the Kubernetes, okay, and that is version one. So kind, this is the one pod. So we have the all the details here. Just copy it, and P should be capital, okay. Remember that. Pod and metadata. So if you come to here to your browser, so open a new tab and search for Kubernetes API reference, this one, Kubernetes API reference, and not go to the first tab, and go for this one, Kubernetes API reference docs, because it will explain in a detailed way. So what you need and everything. For now, we need the pod, right? So click on pod here, and you can see that pod v1, and it will explain everything in the detailed way. You can see that API version v1 kind pod. So this to be automatically comes from your terminal also. These are the values we are going to use for the first two lines, right? And next you can see that metadata. And if you want to know about more, you can use this one, standard object metadata. Okay, so let's go. And the metadata. So inside metadata, we have the name. You can write any name. So pod one, this is the one. I mean, like you need to write the metadata. Sometimes they will use labels like that, and you can call it as the name equals to like that. You can call it as anything. A name is equals to app, front end app, back end app like that. Tyre equals to front end, heavy like that. These are the simple labels you can use for now, but not going to use for the first time. Okay. So metadata, we will use it for the name, and you can see that clearly. So standard objects, you can go for more from here also. Open link in the new tab and read the reference from here. Okay. So everything will be provided here, and we can see more from here. So we will talk more. This is the basic things we are talking as for now. So that's why I'm not going into deep for now. And next we have the spec. Inside the spec, we need to think about the pod spec. Okay. Pod specifications. And if you go inside, we have the different kinds of things we need to write. Okay. So inside pods, we need to write this one like containers. Okay. Just copy it. So list of containers belonging to the pod. Containers cannot currently be added or removed. Okay. So this is the things we need to write. If you open it in the new tab, so what are the things we need to write inside the container? So here containers, this is the one we need to write, and inside we have to use this. Okay, this is the reference. See, the name equals to nginx like that, and you can use this one. Sorry, it is yeah. Here we can use call it as the name as the nginx image, and the image is nginx. So this is the simple pod file we can write, and these are the mostly we will use in this one. See, nginx and image nginx. Okay, and if you see it from here also, we can easily see, and they are using hyphen here. Let's go with this one, same as it is. So we don't need to worry about it, all those things. But remember that right inside these codes, okay? Save, and let me copy this one. And I'll go to here, terminal, clear the screen. And what I will do is I will create one file here, vi pod, or you can use one.yaml, yaml or yml, that is fine for simple pod, and save it. So you can see it here, cat one.yaml. I didn't use much. API version, kind is the pod, metadata, name pod one, and everything. Okay. So in order to apply, you can use the kubectl create -f one.yaml. Enter. Okay. You can see that pod is created. So this is how you have to write the pod. If you want to see kubectl get pods, okay, then you can see that one is running. So we gave the name as pod one right here. That's why is giving the pod one. Okay. And if you give here hyphen show hyphen labels, so we don't have any labels for this one. Okay. For this particular pod, right? That's why it's not showing any labels. Okay. What I will do, let's go and vi1.yaml. Let's try to add one or two labels here. And here you can go inside labels, right? Name app equals to nginx. Okay, I'm just writing one. And what I will do is I will do kubectl by hyphen f one.yaml. Okay, it's configured now. Okay, let's see the pods again. Okay, it's just configured. Let's see again. Okay, let's see the labels. Is it coming or not? Okay, you can see that now labels are coming, right? So we added the new labels. If you see cat1.yaml and we added the labels equals to app nginx. So this is we need later we will use this labels and app nginx as per now. And this is how you have to write a single YAML file. Okay, and this is pod.yaml. Let me add, because what I will do is I will create one more file pod label.yaml. So for you understand easily, I will update into a one single GitHub repository. Okay, and the commands you can use what kubectl create and kubectl apply. Okay, so let's try to create a multi-pod. Okay, within the same pod, we explained that within the same pod we can write the two containers. I mean run the two containers which share the same network, right? Let's write pod2.yaml and just copy the same things. Okay, or you can use these labels one also. Just copy it. So here I forgot to add labels. Labels and app equals to nginx. I'll copy it and use it here. So for multi-container pod, what you have to do is you have to come down here and use another one name and go to, like, you can call it as anything, Redis or image equals to Redis. Okay, that's it. How you have to run the multiple containers within the same pod. This is the thing you have to do. Just write API version v1 like that. And just copy it and let's use the vi2.yaml and paste it here, and let's change the name to pod.2. Okay, here if you use the same name it will throw the error. Okay, because one pod is running already. You can see it here, kubectl get pod. See, with the pod one name it's already running, right? That's it. Let me update it here also. And what we can do is we can use the kubectl apply. Also we can use directly this one and 2.yaml enter. You can see that kubectl get pods hyphen watch command. So we can see that it's provisioning or not. See, still under container creating. So once these are created, it will see. Okay, it will show say 2 by 2 running. So it will show until the two containers are running or not. So you can use the hyphen watch also. So which is pretty useful for the later classes. Okay. So both the containers are running now, and you can see that, right? Pod 2, 2 by 2 is running. And if you want to know about more, you can use the kubectl describe pod 2. Mhm. So it will describe the pod 2. Describe. Okay. Describe pod. Okay. Give the pod and pod 2. I forgot to give the pod name. And you can see that, let's come a little bit. Here we have the containers. One is nginx. Okay. So which is using the nginx image, and the other one is Redis. Okay. This is the Redis one. Okay. So this is the one you can see the all the events here. So like pulling the Nginx image and pulling the Redis image. So it's create one by one. First it will create the Nginx and then it will create the Redis. Okay. So this is how you have to see. And if you want to know on which node it's created that particular pod. You can use kubectl get pods -o wide. Okay. So if you give the -o wide, it will show the pod name also. This is the node where it's created all the pods. I mean second pod. And this is different one. You can see give the commands called kubectl get nodes, and you can give this one, or you can get nodes and then directly give this one. Okay. And you can see that this is the node which is using for the pod 2, and there will be a different one. Okay. This is the another one. Okay. And you can see that here, this node where pod 1 is running. So we don't know where it will frozen or not. If you don't know, you can use the kubectl describe pod and pod 2, and we can see it here also, like service account default. We will talk it later, and labels and everything. And you can see the node. So on which node this pod 2 is running. Okay. Let's come clear the screen. So let's write the some pod container. Okay. For now we have to go for the kubernetes.io. So this is the another page anyone can use. You can directly search for pods here. So which is the pretty good documentation. Go to the pods and Kubernetes, and you can see it clearly. So this is the pods. We have to use this inside your image. Okay. So let's do this one. Let's copy it from here, and let me do it first. Pod 3.yml, or you can use pod port.yml, and let me copy it same thing. I copied it and pasted it. So nothing I copied anything. See, API version we used it. Kind same. Metadata same. Name equals to Nginx. We here we didn't added labels because this is the basic thing you need to learn first. Okay. Spec. These four are needed. Okay. API version, kind, metadata, and spec. And remember this spaces also. Okay. Two spaces every time. Like if you write inside the container like YAML format. Okay. So remember name. This is Nginx, and image equal to Nginx 1.14 and ports. Okay. So on each port, we have to expose this particular container. Okay. So container port 80. So this particular pod will expose to container 80. Okay. Let's come here, and we I 3.yml, paste it, and let's apply using the kubectl create command or apply command, anything fine, and f 3.yml, enter. So it's created a new pod, get pods. Okay. And you can see that it's creating. I never not used the watch. That's right. And you can see that Nginx. Okay. Let's describe it. kubectl describe Nginx. Sorry. Give pod. Then give the name of the pod. Okay. Nginx. So it will describe everything. You can see that it's exposing to 80 now. Okay. So container image is using Nginx 1.4. Okay. This is on the different node. Okay. So we are getting on the different nodes, and you can see that get pods -o wide, and you can see that it's which is on different nodes. It's provisioning the node pods. Okay. So this is how you have to write a simple pod. And if you don't know, like don't waste time while taking the CKA exam. You can use the direct command also, like kubectl run, and you can use the hyphen help like that, and you can see it. It will create a simple pod using these commands. Okay. See, kubectl run nginx hyphen image equals to nginx. Okay. Let's copy it. Let's see whether it's great or not. Paste it here. I will use the nginx one here because we already have the nginx one, right? Enter. And you can see that nginx one is created. Let's give the command called kubectl get pods. And you can see that nginx one is created 8 seconds ago. So all you have to write the imperative command is kubectl run is the main command for your pod to be run. Okay. Is using the imperative command. This is I'm explaining kubectl run. So if you don't know, just give help hyphen help. It will give you the commands. Okay. So last time we used the single command directly kubectl run nginx hyphen image equals to nginx. If you want to write more, okay, see which you want to expose to 5701 like exposed to particular port of that particular container, you can use this hyphen hyphen port like that. And if you want to add labels, you can use this one. Okay. What I will do is I will just copy it and I will use port directly. Let's clear the screen. And what I will do is I will use this env equals to production and remove the other one. We don't need it for now. Labels, and what I will do, image equals to redis run. This is a simple command. Remember kubectl run hyphen hyphen image equals to redis labels equals to env prod hyphen hyphen port equals to 6379. Okay, enter. And you can see that pod redis is created. If you see kubectl get pods, and you can see that redis is creating now. Okay, see running. Redis container is running. And if you want to see kubectl describe pod redis. Okay, and you can see that it's exposed to 6379. Same thing. Like if you don't know, you can use this command. So this is the one we are using, right? So which YAML file it's creating, you can use hyphen hyphen try run equals to client hyphen o YAML. So I want the YAML format, and you can see that it will create the same YAML format that we are using. Okay. So, but we don't use these remaining resources. Okay. Remember this. We don't need these as of now. And if you don't want to explain, let me do one thing. I will redirect into 4.yaml file. Okay. Clear the screen. What I will do is I will explain there. So we don't need this creation timestamp, and these are also not needed. Okay. So it will create by default if you use the direct imperative command, and remaining are same API version, kind, metadata, labels, env equals to production we used, name equals to redis, containers image, redis, port 637. Okay. Same port, right? So simple one. The command what I used is here kubectl run redis image redis. Okay. So for if you try to use the multiple images, it will throw the issue. Another one, remember it, and let me do it before you. So here I will use the another image equals to nginx. Okay, enter. See, it's not printing anything because 1 minute. Let's see cat4.yaml because it's redirecting to that particular file, and you can see that it's using the image equals to name equals to nginx redis and different it's giving. Okay, it's taking this, right? There is no two containers here. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to remove this in the next one. If you want to write the multiple containers within the same pod in your exam, so what you have to do is you have to first run this imperative command kubectl run redis image equals to redis and labels equals to env production and port hyphen hyphen dry run equals to client is the simple one. Okay, so now we can see that it's created the image redis and name is redis. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to go inside and it's exposed to that one. Let's delete this which are not needed for now. And what I will do is I will just go to insert mode and I will run the another container hyphen image. So this is the way you have to create the multiple containers. This doesn't have any kind of imperative command. Okay, name nginx. So this is the one we have to use. Okay, save it. kubectl apply hyphen f 4.yaml. And you can see that redis is invalid. Yeah, spec containers. Maybe there is some kind of issue. You can see that resource pod redis is missing the kubectl kubernetes dot lost applied configuration and notation. So this is because creation stamp maybe. Yeah. Let me delete this one also. And we have remaining same. Okay. Let's try to apply. Okay. And you can see that the pod redis is invalid spec dot containers. Okay. So we need to see pa image name equals to Redis. This is correct, and all are correct here. Okay, let's see out of kubectl get pods. Is there any name? Okay, I think it's using the same name. Yeah, that's the issue. Let me try to update it to one. Okay, let's apply now. Yeah, you can say that because there is already one name existing, Redis. That's why it's not created. That's why I changed it to Redis one. Okay. So this is how you have to create the multiple containers using the imperative command. Okay. So first you have to run this command. Okay. With the single image, then update it to multiple image. Okay. So I'll explain again. So the imperative command is this one kubectl run nginx hyphen image equals to, let me update the name to 3 again, image equals to nginx latest. I want to use the latest version hyphen port equals to 80. So if you want to see the output, you can use the hyphen dry hyphen run equals to client hyphen o aml. Aml means aml format, enter. So it will give the format. Okay, you can see that image is nginx latest it's using, right? It won't run, okay, because we just wanted to see the output. Okay, if you remove this one hyphen o dot yaml, then only it will create the container. You can see that nginx is created dry run. Okay, and you can also remove that dry run also if you want to execute this one. Okay, enter. And you can see that it's created now. So using the dry run means it will show that dry run is created, but it won't create the pod. Kubectl get pods, and you can say that nginx 3 now it's created. Okay, that is the simple way. And if you want to redirect into any file, you can just use the file.yaml. Okay, so it will redirect to some file. Okay, your configuration file. Let me see, sorry, here I forgot to write hyphen o yaml, that's why it's throwing the issue. Okay, char file.yaml, and this is the configuration that we need for the pod. Okay, clear the screen. Simply, I explained how to write a pod and how to write the multi-container pod and how to add the uh, ports also inside the container pod. You can use the simple command also. This one, you can use it. Okay, enter. Okay, you can see that inside ports, we have to run the container. So for the imperative command, you have to use the single image only. It won't work for the multiple images. So once it's redirected to any file, you save it to some file and then edit into new image. Add the new image under the same. Okay, like this only. Use hyphen underscore image like that. And if you see it here, and there is that pod label multi-container pod 2. Yeah, like this you have to use. Okay, the pod port. Inside the ports, we have to write like this. For simple run commands, you have to use those like kubectl run and like that. Those are the simple things you have to learn for today because writing the pods is easy, and we will go for the later on with the new kind of deployments and replication controller, replica set and everything. Okay. So if you see kubectl get pods, okay. Sorry, I forgot to L here. See, we have the so many containers, I mean pods running. So let's delete it. You can use the kubectl command called delete pod, and you can use the names, okay, like nginx, nginx1, nginx3. So I want to remove multiple pods. Okay, you can see that it's deleted. So if you want to delete forcefully, I mean like sometimes you want to delete the pod very fastly. Okay, you can use pod one hyphen force. Okay, it will remove in the seconds. Okay, whenever you want to taking whenever you're taking the CKA exam, use the hyphen force to delete the pod very fastly. Okay, and if you see kubectl get pods now, so we deleted so many pods. Okay, so you can remove all these also, like delete pod 2 and Redis and Redis 1, enter. So I deleted everything as of now, and some files are there here. So like 1.yaml, I will give these files here. Okay. It's a simple one. I will write the some readme.md also here. Let's see kubectl get nodes. Okay. So it will show the running nodes and kubectl get pods. It will show any resource because I deleted all the pods. That's why. As if you want to see all, you can give a capital A like this, and it will show the all the static pods. And we will talk about more in the upcoming videos. What is the static pod and everything. Okay. And this is all about the uh, pods we need to learn. I hope you understand like how to write the pods using the YAML file and using the imperative commands. Imperative commands is simple kubectl run command. If you don't know kubectl run hyphen help. Okay, so it will give everything like you can use this one overrides pod running timeout, and you can use port, and you can see that restart also you can add like always like that. So they will add some commands here like see these are the commands they already provided. You can use this one. Okay, we have the another script. I mean like what if you need to run a command inside a pod, right? That is the other question. So what I have to do is pod hyphen command.yaml. Okay, so for simple terms what we will use this one API version, right? What is that? V1 and kind pod metadata. So you can write name like that, like box spec is that next one. So here we have the section called containers. Okay, let's use this one hyphen image. What is that image name we are going to use? Nginx, simple name. So name, let's use is equals to Nginx. It should be okay. Let's use that one only box. Let's use the same here. Sorry, we don't want to use again Nginx always box, and name is also box again. So what I want to add some kind of commands inside that particular box because copy it and paste it here. Vi what I will do is I will use 6.yaml like that, paste it. Oh, sorry, box I'm using it. If I apply it kubectl create hyphen f 6.yaml, enter, and you can see that box is created. If you see kubectl get pods, it's completed, right? See, sometimes we need to use this box commands. If you use the box, you need to write some command inside that box to make it run for some particular time. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to use the command. Okay, inside it we have to use this one like command, and you can go to this one like kubernetes.io page again, and we have so many kinds of options here. Like you can search for command pod, like it will give define a command and arguments for a container, and you can read this all. And if you want to anything, then you can go to here also killer coda, which is free one, and you can see that. So it's saying command. So inside that you can write anything like orgs or anything. For simple terms, for now you can use this one like square brackets sh hyphen comma and hyphen c. This is the command format we have to use. Like what I want to use for sleep 1000. Okay, so what happens, this will use this command. Okay, and it will sleep for some time. Okay, vi 6.yaml. I will remove old one and paste with the new one. Okay, what I will do, I will apply using the force command kubectl force f 6.yaml. So it will, sorry, apply, I forgot apply here, apply. Okay, and you can see that now it's configured kubectl get pods. Okay, and you can see that it's running. So once, whenever the 1000 seconds is completed, okay, I mean we are making it sleep. Okay, that's why this container is running. Last time we didn't added any particular kind of command. Okay, So sometimes in the CKA exam, they will ask to write the command for that particular pod. So you have to do like this one. So this is the one way. And if you want in another way, like pod command args way, and you can use this one. Like let's copy it. Same thing only. You can just copy it and paste it here. And instead of this, what you have to do is we have to just remove it and go inside, and you have to use this like this. Okay, like arcs like that. If you can use that same thing, it will work, okay, like this. So arcs like that. You can use it here in the sh maybe command. So inside this, you can use hyphen c. Let's use for sleep 5000 seconds. Okay, this is the other way. Let me try whether it works or not. 7.yaml, and let's make it name to 1 because we already having one container running, and you can see that this is one running. Let's apply. What I will do, I will remove force because we don't need to use force here. I'll just use enter. Sometimes maybe we'll get issues, we will fix it. Okay, and you can see that now it's running fine. Okay, because if you describe kubectl describe pod box1, and inside you can see that we are using command called sleep 1000. Okay, so this is the way you have to add the commands inside your pod. Okay, let's use the busybox one and see. See here we are using the args. Okay, these are the two different ways you can use the commands. Okay, inside one. So but if you want to directly run the imperative command, okay, so what if someone gave, I mean in the CKA exam they will ask for you to write run a kubectl, write nginx image or busybox image within a sleep command using the only imperative command. Okay, so at the time you don't have to write the YAML file again. So what you have to do is you have to use kubectl run bgbox. So name I'm giving the 2 here, image equals to bgbox. So I'm giving this one bgbox, and here what you have to do is hyphen drive run equals to client. So this is the format. Okay, hyphen o YAML. Okay, so it will print the YAML. Okay, here we don't have any kind of command. Right, now what I will do is I will give up arrow, I will write command hyphen space sh. So I will make it sleep 5000. Okay, enter, and you can see that now it's giving right command. What I will do is I will just redirect to 8.yml, enter. I'll apply kubectl apply hyphen f 8.yml, and you can see that busybox 2 is created. Let's get the pods now, and you can see that crash loop back. Maybe this is because of hyphen sh like that. Maybe we can use this command like sh hyphen command hyphen sh sleep 5000, maybe like this. Okay, that is the correct one, but I was missed something. Maybe sh sleep hyphen maybe sleep kind. Yeah. Cat 8.yml. So we have to see properly. Yeah, that is the wrong way. This sleep command should be like this only, and I think it should be inside the quotation, maybe 8.yml. Sleep command should inside x sleep. Yeah, let's try to run again. kubectl apply hyphen f force use. Now you have to use force because we already have one container. So it will use the configure. Let's see the pods now. Yeah, again it's crash loop back. No worries. We have to check why it's not running. Okay, inside quotations maybe. Yeah, enter. Now let's see 8.yml. Let's try to apply again. Okay, configured. Let's see the get pod. Okay, now you can say that it's working fine. So this should be inside the quotations. Okay, the command should be inside the quotation. That's why it's going to the crash loop back. Okay, so this is how you have to use the commands inside the uh, pods. Okay, so the imperative command I already explained. I will give that one also. So please use that.